Okay, the Cat in the Hat wants to talk about ego. Ego is pretty much your head. People that are on head trips. What's an example of people on head trips? Control freaks, number one. What's a control freak? It's someone who tells you what to do. Someone who is the little dictator. Now, that's not the only thing that people have in their me. They've also got the heart. And the heart is quiet. And when the people with a head trip, control freakitis, are doing all their dictates, it makes the heart sick. And it leads to heart disease. Because what's supposed to happen is the heart is supposed to lead the mind. But what happens with egoic people is the mind is leading the body and it's disconnected from the heart. And it leads to heart disease every time. Disease in general. Because the ego mind has no love in it. And love is a high vibration. It's health. Love is health. Control freak is death. And it has so many tools in its toolkit to make itself right. It won't listen to reason. I mean, the highest level of intellect is reason. But people who are not aligned with their heart and love are totally distorted. And they will take all the words that they hear and they will use them to continue the dictatorship of the ego. So even if the ego hears spiritual teachings, until it surrenders to the heart, it will use spiritual teachings to further the dictates of the ego. The ego. It never wants to surrender. It wants to be king. And when someone comes along and points out to the ego, you're not aligned with your heart. The ego gets very defensive. The ego doubles down on its attacks. The ego always resorts to force. It's not about allowing others to follow their own hearts. It's about shutting down not only their own heart, but everyone else's heart.